I'd like to introduce Jeff Bumgarner with the Pre-Court Foundation. Jeff?
Those are bright lights. Just want to take a minute, I'm not going to take too much time today, but I want to touch base on the foundation, Powder River Energy Foundation. Jerry spoke on it a little earlier. Normally, I go into a lot of detail on this, and some of you have probably seen that presentation a few times, but this year we have a sort of hidden balance sheet for the foundation. And it was a year that was, let's just say, bittersweet in terms of the foundation. Jerry had mentioned earlier, because it's a really important point, that there are a lot of funding sources for the foundation, and I think you saw a lot of them up there on the board. A couple that weren't mentioned in his report were there are three major fundraisers as well that the foundation staff and board put on every year. One is the Durham Ranch Buffalo Stampede Walk and Run. It's right in Oregon, and it's hosted by our board chair and his wife. And it's an excellent event if you ever have a chance to attend. We also do a lineman banquet, which raises money for lineman scholarships. And then coming up here in the 1st of September, we also do a sponsor golf tournament. So the important point is I think all of the funds that support your charitable foundation at Powder River Energy are outside of normal cooperative operations. So it's a self-supporting foundation. And in addition, I can't say enough, I got a great job because not only do I get to work as a member service representative here at Powder River Energy on my official capacity, I also get to work with the foundation board. And it's an outstanding group of volunteers that are appointed by the Powder River Energy Board. And they put a lot of time and effort into scouring our communities and working with folks in our communities and finding and soliciting charitable organizations that are really in need across our 5 counties. And so I said it's bittersweet because we hit a pretty important milestone this year, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. And I just mentioned our board president is hosting of the Durham Ranch Buffalo Stampede fundraiser, as well as all his tremendous effort that he puts on year-round, in addition to his day job, which is extremely beautiful. Beautiful as well. He lives on a beautiful ranch in Rugby. Susan Berry was here earlier. Susan is our vice president from Johnson County. Gita Anderson is our secretary treasurer. You'll notice there's an at-large there in Crook County. Mary Livingston is our director for Crook County. The foundation board is made up of, where we strive to have it made up of one representative from each of the 5 counties, and then up to 5 at-large directors that are willing to serve and help us. So Billy Little was here earlier, had to go to work. Billy's one of our most senior, and if she's working, then we're all slacking off today, all I can say. A new director who will introduce in a minute, she's not here today, but Michelle Edwards. She's at large for Sheridan County. Phil Jordan. I told you bittersweet, and I'll explain in a minute, but Kathleen Tavici from Weston County. And then our liaison between the Powder River Energy Board and our foundation board is Phil Pollack, one of the Pre-Corp board of directors. Here's a bittersweet part. We lost one of our own this year. It saddens me to say that we lost a compassionate community champion this year, wife, mother, and grandmother. Kathleen was a gifted teacher prior to her retirement, and a lifelong musician, as well as a very caring person who found a lot of joy in giving back to her community. She was very typical of the type of directors that we had on the foundation board, on this voluntary board. She was also on board of the Weston County Health Services Foundation and Weston County Concert Association. We gave her love for music. She was one of the charter board members on the foundation board. The board was established in 2007, but the original board members were appointed in 2008, and Kathleen was part of that group. And so she was a director from the beginning through its formative years and has been real instrumental in its success and growth over the years. It's only fitting that the board reached an incredible financial milestone this year in her last year on the board. We can't thank Kathleen enough for her service to the foundation and charitable causes, and she will really be missed. It was a major blow to Powder River Energy, our communities, and certainly the foundation board. Joining the board this year was, just last month, was Michelle Edwards. And we're really happy to have Michelle join the board. She's an at-large director from Sheridan County. She works for the Wyoming Department of Energy, Transportation as a district traffic engineer. Her 5 counties that she works are the same 5 counties that we serve. So she has a pretty intimate knowledge across those counties of the counties itself. She's a 3rd generation Wyoming family, and she's continuing in her family's history here. She's been in the Sheridan area about 10 years. She's been and remains very active in her community outside of the foundation that she just joined, serving many roles, including Wyoming JC local chapter president, state president, and at the national level as a program manager, as well as serving on the Sheridan event chairperson for the American Cancer Society Relay for Life fundraiser. So I think she's an excellent addition to our board. She will bring a lot of value and a lot of new ideas, and we're very happy to have Michelle join the board. So the milestone. It really is the center point of the conversation today. But first, we'll talk about 2018. 2018, the financial impact across our communities from the foundation's work was almost $230,000. So that was an incredible amount of organizations and charities and events and things that the foundation was able to be involved in and help in areas of need. It spanned about 54 different organizations in 2018. And so far in 2019, the impact is a little over 100,000. So all those numbers are really starting to, since the inception of this foundation, starting to really rise and become quite substantial. But in June of this year, the foundation exceeded $1 million since its inception in community giving, which is just an amazing milestone. He thinks so too. I didn't have a joke because it got taken away from me. So, give you an idea of some of the organizations that have been benefiting and we've been working with, partnering with over the first, since 2007, the foundation. The Wyoming Food Bank of the Rockies, which is the state's major distribution food bank, spin-off of the Colorado organization, but one here in Wyoming that works with all of our local food banks and really leverages and provides infrastructure for us moving food across the state and getting it to people who really need it. As you can see, $1 is about 4 meals. I don't think I can stretch that at home that way, but they do an exceptional job. And we're very happy to continue to work with them and find ways to support them, particularly as they're splitting and losing a lot of the administration support from the Denver organization that helped launch them in Wyoming, but now it's time for the Wyoming Food Bank to stand on its own. It's doing an excellent job, and we're going to continue to look for ways to partner with that fine organization. Another organization that you may be familiar with is Youth Emergency Services out of Gillette. Ages 5 to 21 are served and their families. The goal is to try to keep families together and work through challenging times. And I don't know how many of you might have some experience with the S House, but they do an exceptional job for our communities and our families that are challenged. And we are really appreciative that we're able to work with them as well. something that's come up in the last few years and has been sweeping a lot of high schools is the core freshman impact programs, where students they have simulated mistakes, if you will. So drinking and driving, and what are the ramifications. They can actually emotionally and physically and everything look at what it would be like without having to actually experience one of those traumatic events. These programs are curbing drunk driving by our youth, and I think it's an area where it provides a lot of community and value back, and certainly working with the right audiences. We certainly support local YMCA groups, and of course local food banks. Our senior centers are pretty, we're pretty involved with our senior centers and support, and then a lot of youth educational, pre-educational types of services and programs that are really hard to fund on their own, and so our support has been really helpful for that. I mentioned that we hit the $1 million mark. That happened in June this year, and the organization that was awarded the donation that took us over the 1 million mark was Climb Wyoming. And Climb Wyoming, for those of you that aren't familiar with Climb Wyoming, they're an organization that provides job training, support, and services for unwed mothers who are in spiraling economic conditions and unable to really break the cycle of poverty and independence. And so Climb works with these folks and gives them support, gives them the training and skills, and then helps them with job placement and puts them and their families in a position where they're no longer on public assistance and they're able to go out and be financially independent and producing citizens in our communities. So this morning, or this afternoon I should say, I'm going to bring up, I'm not going to mess this up, I promise, but there are two Italians I need to bring to the stage at this point. And I have to do this, I guess, in order to pronounce their name because I'm going to mess it up. The first is, from Climb, Wyoming, we have the Gillette Program Director, Jamie Marquette. I get it? Oh, man, I was going to machete her there, and then John Fouquet. So, can we get the check? Yeah.
This isn't a real check. We had to go out last year, and they wanted to take it home. They thought it had been passed, so we'll do it on real paper. I'd like to give Jamie an opportunity to say a couple words about Climb Wyoming. Jamie, would you like to?
Well, thank you guys so much for having me today. It's a huge honor to be here representing Climb. As Jeff said, I'm the program director in Gillette. I just stepped into that role a few months ago, and it's been a wild, crazy learning experience. I wanted to just mention that I've heard a lot about the funders that have supported us and the long-term partnerships that Climb has had, and I've heard amazing things about the River Energy Foundation and how we've gotten such great support for several years, and so it's very, very much appreciated. I just wanted to take a second to give you all sort of a snapshot of what's been going on in our Climb site in Gillette, so you kind of have an idea of what the impact is that you've been supporting. We just wrapped up a CDL training program. We have 10 women who went through that program, and they've all passed and gotten their CDL licenses, so we're working on job placements. We just had commencement this past week, so it's super exciting. We are at the end of September starting an office careers training, so we're in the thick of recruitment for that and working on getting another 10 moms to serve. So with your support, we've been able to, by the end of this year, impact 28 families out of poverty. Thank you guys so much.
saying that the foundation is proud to support organizations like Climb Wyoming, whose services make such a big and lasting difference in the lives of so many here in Northeast Wyoming. Well, the foundation has reached a significant milestone, and from its first year, about $7,000 to last year, almost $230,000 of donations and support back in the community. The best is really yet to come. Our mission is to continue to provide that helping hand, like so many of the organizations that we're supporting. So, for the betterment of our communities, the quality of life that we want here in Northeast Wyoming.